So I always like to move and shake a little bit when we start these Rythmia Facebook Lives. Welcome people as you start to come in and see who we have here today. So I am going to just say that this woman is a powerhouse. She wears many, many hats and is quite a talented, amazing holistic team manager at Rythmia, which we're both not at now, right, Maiccu?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Maiccu is going to be speaking to us today about animal communication and plant medicine.
Yes.
So, on that note, let's just give a little bit more moves. Like, what is this?
That's a shaman call. That's when you hear that. It's a call where you come. It's like everybody gather around and everybody knows the call. That's the call.
Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, all kinds of different sounds come out of me when I'm dancing or I'm on the medicine. And so one day I actually look forward for you kind of seeing what are those animals that come and dance through me. Yeah. Welcome, Maiccu.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here. Hi, P.
Hi.
Hey, everybody.
Woohoo!
Woo!
So, Maiccu, how did you get called, as you use the word the call, how did you hear the call to become an animal communicator?
Well, that's simple. It's a long story, but it's very simple. I lost my first dog when he was 5 years old. And I completely was like heartbroken. And I started to look if there just Googling, just information. Is there afterlife for the animals? And that's how I ran into it. Was over 20 years ago, some kind of a chat board, whatever they called back then, and there was people talking about losing a pet and the grief and all that. And so there somebody was writing about someone doing animal communication, and they got a lot of answers and a lot of healing through the animal communicator that talked with their pet. And I was like, this is crazy. This is something completely like boop, boop. But it got me interested because back then I was an airline mechanic. So I'm really, really, really from a rational thinking world. But it caught my attention and I started Googling animal communication, and that's how I end up reading and more, and never went back to the chat board. I ordered books about animal communication, and I decided at some point after reading them that I will be an animal communicator. It was so interesting, so cool. One of the, imagine that. What is the coolest thing in the world? You can talk to animals? Come on.
So how does it work? Like, give me, maybe like share with us how do you communicate and bring the message to everybody or to your client? How does it work?
Oh my God. There's like as many ways as us people, there are ways to do it, but it's simple. It's just your intuition. It's the same thing as being a psychic reader for people, but it's this, I'm just working with animals. Okay, I work some people too. It's like tuning with your intuition. It's everything, from emotions to smells, taste, touch, feelings in your body, all different things, thoughts, words. It's not okay. Let's put it this way. It's easier to almost say what is not. It's not telepathy. Or to a certain extent it is. Telepathy is a Greek word, comes from tele, long distance, and pathy, feeling. Telepathy for us people usually means mind reading. And that's what it's not. Nobody can read anybody's mind without the other person or animal or whoever you're reading allowing it. If you allow it, it's possible. We can practice mind reading with each other if we want to, and animals are usually pretty willing to share. But it's not like I can start reading whoever if they are not. Like people ask me, are you reading? Somebody is walking their dog. First of all, it's ethically not right, but no, I'm not reading every animal and whatever. But it's just simple intuition. What I do, people send me a picture of their pet, and I intuitively tune. I look at the picture and then I put it away, and I intuitively tune in with that pet. Time, space, distance doesn't matter. Everything's energy.
Wow, that's so powerful. So along with being an animal communicator, you're also in the plant kingdom. And so tell us about your journey with plant medicine and rythmia.
Oh my God, that started 2017, July. And I was just a week ago, I was looking at the picture of my first, I posted a picture on Instagram, first time going into ceremony 2017, July. And I'm smiling in my white clothes. And oh my God, if anybody would have told me back then what kind of a journey I'm going to be going into, I would have said, you guys are crazy. That started back then. So in the first week, like put in a nutshell, the plant took care of my anxiety, my panic attacks, my drinking. I lost 40 pounds of weight. I was a heavy set lady with a lot of anxiety and panic and drinking problem. That's like put in a. And I came to Rythmia as a guest speaker to teach animal communication with my partner, who on this long journey, we're not going to talk about that because I'm not going to cry now, but she passed away a year and a half ago. And everybody in Rythmia also knows her. But oh my God, if somebody told me that I will become, that 2017, if somebody told me, you will become a manager for the whole team, I will be like, okay, it sounds a little crazy.
You know, Maiccu, talking about animal communication, I know that in every ceremony that we have sat together, we are visited by a butterfly.
Oh my goodness, that's a crazy story, by the way. It's good. It's a very good story.
You want to share it?
Every single time. Well, first of all, okay. Everybody who's watching, who's been in Rythmia knows what is West Wing, and everybody knows where I sit. I sit on my seat in the West Wing. Every time the same seat. Years, always the same seat. And then Parashakti came to work in ceremonies, and she sat most of the times and many times next to me in the West Wing. And I said, one time, I think the first times we were sitting there, there's a black butterfly came in, and I said, that's Ingela, my partner, sending us a message. She's showing us that she's here, because she used to sit next to me. We sat together, and we're like, okay, she's here at the butterfly. Then we sit next time and the next time and the next time. Every single time this butterfly comes, it's probably not the same one, but every single time the butterfly's there. And it's not when I'm sitting alone. It's not always, but when we are both in ceremony, the butterfly's there. And by the way, I have to tell also the story about when there's a long story, but one part of the journey was I asked, why is P always sitting next to me? And I got the message came, we were in a past life in the same tribe, and she was the medicine woman who I was the chief, and she was the medicine woman sitting on my right side. It's crazy.
Yeah, we experienced some magic in those nights at Rhythm.
Yeah.
Get such beautiful understanding of who we are and what we are and how we're sitting all together. I
Mm-hmm.
like to call it a dream council. We really are dreaming new dreams together. So
Mm-hmm.
going back to that butterfly, just because again we're talking about animal communication, we're talking about plant medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And so right now, if you were to just tune in, because it's all about tuning in, what is the butterfly mean for you now in this moment?
Oh, butterflies always new start, uh, uh, beauty,
Mm,
lightness,
mm,
and a fresh new start.
yeah,
It's
transformation,
the metamorphosis,
right?
transformation,
Yes,
and
yes.
the uh, who said it is I can't remember who said that, but the butterfly is just a gooey thing in the cocoon, and it becomes a butterfly. Come on. And I mean, like now I'm somewhere in between, like a little bit coming out of the
A cocoon.
goo. Yeah.
Well, just, the idea that animals communicate to us and through us and for us is so powerful. And the fact that, you are an embodiment of that, you actually walk with that, as a service for people. What's one story that you would like to share that with a client that you experienced that was, that communication that you had and that it was one of these incredible whole person healings that you had with animal communication?
Oh my God, there are so many. I'm like on top of my head. I can't think of anything specific now, but there are so many things like with horses, with dogs, with all that. But what I could tell is like our two dogs in Rythmia, that they
Mhm.
what kind of work they do, and they communicate to people, to clients all the time. And they when they come to ceremony, they always choose. I tell people that these dogs, their part in the work we do is incredible. It is great. I mean, we're not going to tell. We have stories, and you've been working with clients with the dogs, and we're not going to tell those stories because they are like almost too personal. But there's so many times like before we went on our 2 week break, like a couple weeks before that, there was a guest next to me on a bed, and both girls, Galaxy and Akela, went and laid next to her, and we had just had a conversation before that. That I said, almost everybody loves the dogs. I haven't met anybody that didn't like the dogs.
Mm.
So I said, it's very, very special if they come to you during the night. And they both came. And I said to her in the middle of the night, I said, you're very special because they both came. And they usually are in different beds, but it's they are, and it's super. And there are a lot of people that are dealing with loss of a pet, and they come and help. And a lot of people that are dealing with fear of dogs, and they help.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So I've had this question butterflying in my belly actually for a while that I didn't get a chance to ask you when I was sitting wing to wing with you. So as we know, my spirit animal is an eagle. And for 20 years, I knew how to invoke it with song and prayer and dance, like really feeling like I can shapeshift into it. And a couple of years ago, I led a weekend retreat at Kripalu, and we were outside doing a ceremony, and I invoked the eagle with song and prayer, and we saw the actual eagle for the first time circle around us. And so I was wondering in asking you, how does that, like, is the animal attracted to us when we call in that force of nature? Is it attracted to us, and that's how it comes? What kind of wisdom can you share about that experience that I had, that it actually showed up in the physical?
You were attracting the attracting the bird. You were asking for the visual of the bird.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
And if there's more than just one person and everybody's concentrating, that you're putting it out in the energy field. And as we know, when we are under the influence of plant medicine, we see the actual energy field. So
Right.
plant medicine, we don't have to have plant medicine. We know that it's there and we letting it out. By the way, can I tell the story of what I saw, why you are so connected with the bird?
Please.
So I don't remember, was it one of the ceremonies that we were sitting together first times, but it was a super clear vision of that lifetime before in an Indian native tribe. And Parashakti's mother in that lifetime passed away, and she was living with her father, the native guy. And he had to go and get food and hunt and do things like that. So he took the baby and took it to the mountain and put the baby in the eagle's nest to stay with the eagle mom. And then he went, and you were there in the nest, and that it made so much sense to me. Perfect sense. Why you're so connected with the bird.
Well, talking about birth, my birth name, Maiccu, is Sigalit. And in Sigalit, it turns out that there's eagle, Sigalit. And so when I, Spirit was like, repeat your name like a mantra, your birth name. And when I did that and I got that, okay, it full circle, the birth name has eagle in it. That's when I, just like felt it was like a stamp of, okay, this is really my higher guidance of a spirit animal. So very powerful. Yeah. Very powerful.
This information that we get is crazy. And it's so, for me, it's completely true.
Yeah.
And this is what plant medicine showed me, because I've been teaching and doing animal communication from early 2000, and that's what was like underlined and confirmed and validated through the plant medicine, that you are doing the right thing. It is absolutely true, because obviously when you're doing something, you start questioning, can it be true? Am I just making it up? And all these different things. Clients validate it to me all the time, but still my own, like questioning, like, oh my God, can it be true and real and da 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 da. And then you get the answer, yes. And you see, like when the DMT portal opens and you see the nature and the grass and the trees and everything connected, you cannot unsee.
Yeah. So Maiccu, I know that you actually have training programs, and you really teach people how, and you empower them to be able to communicate with their animals. As we start bringing our journey in the animal kingdom and plant kingdom to a closing, any advice or wisdom for people who are watching on how better to communicate with their animals?
Be present. This is what my horse taught. This is a good closing talk. My horse taught me. She said, I wrote a book years ago. Unfortunately, it's not translated in English. And she said, my past horse, you don't have to read books. You don't have to do exercise, whatever, how to be present. Just be with me. Just come and be with me, and you'll learn how to be present, and just learn from the animal kingdom and see they don't worry about the phone bills, and they don't worry about grocery shopping and things like that. So they're always just there. Of course, we as human have to do certain things, but we can always go back to sitting with the tree.
The forces of nature, getting present. So beautiful. So beautiful. Well, you are a bottle of wisdom, and
Thank you.
thank you for sharing. Always, always, always. And in this next couple of weeks that you're still now on vacation, are you seeing clients? Are you calling?
I do have workshops. I'm teaching people online. I haven't really had time to concentrate with my clients, or so I haven't taken like a lot of new clients because
Yeah.
I'm so busy at Rythmia, and I made an oath with myself that I'm gonna put my life in service, and that's what it's been now. And I do have my students, and I do have my online workshops going on all the time. Most of them are in Finnish, but there are one basic course also in English. It's 4 weeks, long distance through email.
Beautiful.
So that's what I'm doing, and now I'm in Chicago for 1 more week, and then back to the Rythmia. Rythmia opens tomorrow.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I think it's almost full week. We have always September rainy season break, and they're getting ready. People are arriving tomorrow.
Amazing. And Maiccu is going to be back at Rythmia September 25th. And if you are planning a trip to Rythmia, I highly recommend sitting in the West Wing with the chief.
Exactly.
Just come over to her and do an animal sound, and that she'll know that you watched us.
Yeah.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, guys. See you soon in Rythmia.
Have a beautiful weekend, everybody. Mwah.
Ciao.
Ciao.